Hi you guys, and welcome back to my video. So today in this video I am going to be talking about my 5 top things that I feel that you would need for your child if they're going to preschool. If you don't know, my child was in preschool 2 years because when she started she was actually 2 years old turning 3, and she finished when she was 4 years old. So I feel like I got some good insight on what your child would need far as preschool. This is totally preschool edition, but being that like I said, had a child in preschool 2 years, I feel that this will be beneficial. First thing I want to say that it is very important for you to go to your child's back to school night or meet the teacher night. That way your child can get acquainted with his or her teacher as well as the parents. You get to ask all the questions that you need to ask, what they will need far as school, what are the teacher's goal far as educating your child for that school year. Next thing I want to say that you will need, depending on if your child is going to have a full day of preschool or not, and if they're going to be taking naps, actually you're going to definitely need a nap mat. A nap mat is very important if they're going to be taking naps. I know some preschools only require like 3 or 4 hours where you don't need a nap mat, but if it's more than that, or maybe if it is less and they still take a naps, I will recommend this nap mat here. I no longer have it, but Halo has had it when she was taking naps at school, and let me tell you, it works. It helps. Not only does it's beneficial for your child and making sure they get a good little nap in between they break at school, but as well as the teachers. Keep in mind that you have a teacher, and usually classes ranges from 20 kids in a class, and they have to set up all of this for these 20 kids. So make it easy for the teacher. I like this nap mat, and I got it from Walmart in the baby aisle. That's where I found them. You can also find them online, but be cautious because there are third-party sellers and they do rack up the price. I would say don't pay no more than 19 bucks for them, but you can find it from $9 to $14 is the average, with different characters like these little cartoon characters that all the kids love, and some are plain, but I like that it has the pillow, the blanket, and the mat they can actually lay on. And now it's not a full plush mat, but it does have a little bit of cushioning to it, just a nice little snuggle where they can cozy up in, and a blanket over them so they can keep warm, because those classrooms do get cold. I mean, they keep the AC on blast to keep the kids awake during classroom time, but when they take a nap, of course they don't turn it down. So it has a blanket attached to it as well as a pillow. I know a lot of parents don't think about that, but if they just on a hard floor or those little hard little fold up things, look, that can be uncomfortable. You know how you sleep with a pillow in your bed, so you got to think about your kids and making sure that they're comfortable. And when the kids get done, all you do is just roll it up, they put it back in a cubby, and when they bring it home, it's easy to stash in their backpack. So I totally recommend this nap mat, and like I said, check out Walmart. Number 2 will be a backpack. Now, depending on your child, is my child's backpack from last year. I got it actually from Pottery Barn, and this is the large one. Now I would say check with your teacher, especially your child's teacher, when it comes to back to school night, because depending if they might need a large backpack or a small backpack. When Halo started preschool, her teacher recommended a large backpack, and at first I was like, why do they need a large backpack? Because I was going to let her just use one of the little small backpacks that we have, but she was like, no, they need a large backpack. This backpack, like I said, is Pottery Barn. They awesome backpacks. I do recommend them. They can be pricey, but definitely get them when they're on sale. Okay, this backpack will last you. As you guys can see, it held up well. I done washed it. I like that it has the padding there and all the different pockets. This is here for a water bottle, and compartments that they have for kids. nice, durable, and like I said, I have washed it and it held up. The reason why Halo's teacher did require for a large backpack is because of she did projects with them, and when they needed to bring things back home, such as their folder, this was large enough to put her lunch in, which I'm gonna touch bases on that as well, projects and things like that. So that's why she required a large backpack, because she kept the kids busy and did different activities with them, and a lot of times they had to bring home stuff like big poster boards, different things, that homework and stuff that we had to do at home and bring back. So a large backpack was conducive for her children in her class far as what she had to do. Be sure when you go to back to school night to see if they will need a large or small backpack. Next thing, let's talk about lunch boxes. Now, once again, depending on if your child is going to need a lunch or a snack, this one here is by the Wildkins brand, and you can get this at Walmart or Target, where you can find these. This is just a standard size lunch bag. This is one of many that Halo does have. It's perfect, it's durable, it washed, it held up, because I would wash it at the end of the week. You know, during the week I would just give it a good little clean out with a Lysol wipe. Nice lunch bag container. You guys know Halo used the Lunchbox Benko Kids Good Ben. I do recommend a Benko box style lunch containers. This one here is, like I said, from Lunchbox. Here you can put in a large sandwich with 2 sides and a sweet treat. If your child, like my child, does not eat a whole sandwich, you can also put these little liners and just add something else extra in there, or just stick a little juice pack on the side there, and it all can be in one little compartment and good to go. You can find these Amazon or just on their website, which is Lunchbox Benko Kids. Just search it and it will definitely pop up. Amazon does have it to where they do carry pretty much all the ones that I use for Halo, as well as the cynical liners and different things to decorate the box. So don't miss out on Amazon. They do have good deals, but once again, check. Just don't click on the first one you see. Keep scrolling down till you find what is right for your budget, and you will definitely find something for your child. I also recommend one that is easy for your child to open. That is very, very important. You got to put it in the mindset they will no longer be with mom and dad, where we usually help them to eat, open up stuff, open up their juices and things like that. But when you send them to school with a thermos or a lunch container, make sure that your child is able to open up, because you got to think about it. They're in a class with 20 other children, and by the time the teacher gets to your child, it's time to go back to class. Okay, so make sure that your child, that's a key thing, make sure your child is able to open up these lunch box containers by themselves. This was easy for Halo to do. Halo had no problem with any of her lunch boxes or lunch box containers, but make sure that your child is able to open them up. Next thing, a change of clothes. Now, even though Halo was potty trained when she first started preschool, she did have a couple of accidents the first of the year. That is a given. It's definitely going to happen. So make sure that you have more than one pair of change of clothes. 2 pairs of pants or shorts, however you want to do it, 2 shirts, 2 undergarments, and socks as well. I will always put 2 of each in there to make sure they have, because sometimes they can have a multiple accident all in one day. Also, I recommend these little wet bags. You can find these at Target in the dollar spot section, and sometimes you can find them on clearance. You know, back to school is coming, so they will clearance these out. Okay, I'm just telling y'all, I have had 2 of them. I have another one somewhere, just don't know where it's at, but this is the one Halo had. She didn't use this last year, but the first year of preschool I did use these, and this is what I would send her clothes in, and this is what I would have for the teachers to put her clothes back in. You can you don't have to necessarily use this, but make sure you have a Ziploc bag will work. Seal it something up, something that can seal it up. See, so this has a zipper and it seals it up. That way it's not smelling the whole class before it is time for them to go home. So that is very, very important. I would recommend when you send your child's clothes, 2 of everything. Also send it in a sealed wet bag or a Ziploc bag is a must. Last thing I would recommend, whatever school supply. So once again, going back to school night, meet the teacher night is when you should be able to get your list of all the things that your child would need. Usually in preschool, it's not much. Halo's teacher was very big on organization. So the 2 years that Halo was in school, we did not have to have a school supply list. We did not need it. Her teacher provided. But what she did was throughout the year, if they had different activities, she would ask the parents to provide for their child or the classroom so they can do different projects. And I like that better, you know, that way things are not wasteful, you know, like crayons. All the kids bringing crayons and scissors. Like, how often do they play with scissors? Because it becomes a safety hazard. So do you really need scissors, especially with little kids? So once again, just make sure you check with the teacher. Back to school night, usually I know it's like wipes, tissue. Now Halo's teacher did ask for a box of tissue, but she didn't ask for it at the beginning of the school year. She asked for it during the winter season time when she needed it, when she had a lot of runny noses. So that's how she did that. So when it comes to the supply list in demand, definitely know what your child needs and go to those back to meet the teacher night, back to school night, so you can get a gist of what your child needs. Another thing I want to stress about with your kids and what you're going to need is labels. Labels. Your child will be in a class with 20 or more kids, okay, and the teacher don't know what goes with what child. It is important to label. Labeled her lunch container here. So definitely label your child's items, everything from their clothes to their backpacks to their lunch bags, box. Anything you send your child with, label it if you want to get it back. It's important. If you send your child with something and if you want it back in return, label it. Label it. That's the best way you can guarantee some of the time. Now you might have a little bit of sticky fingers, but that's the best way you can get your child's things back majority of the time if you do label it. And heck, if you do the old school way with a permanent black marker, that works as well. But just make sure you label all your kids' items. So I hope this video helped you guys. Be sure to give it a great big thumbs up, like, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I do plan on doing a back to school haul for my child because she's going into kindergarten. Yay! I couldn't be even more happy. Oh, I'm just I'm just like, yes, come, because I need a break. I need a break. That's the only way I'm gonna get a break. Just a little bit of peace and quiet, even though I enjoyed being with my child this summer. But honey, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but yes. So like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe and be sure to have your post notifications on, so when I do my back to school haul for my kindergartner, you guys will be sure to see that coming soon. I haven't did any shopping or anything for it, but I do plan on doing it within the next week or so. So be sure to have your post notifications turned on, and I will see you guys then. Bye now.